Hey, it's your boy Sergeant Hooked on Henshins. Sorry I've been kind of slow on the content recently. I've had a lot of stuff, busy stuff at home and things to do in my, dad life, civilian life, if you will. Work and stuff with the kids, getting ready for a birthday party for my about to be 1 year old. Oh god, I feel old. And a few other things, but definitely still putting content together. Today's review episode is going to be a little different, maybe a little bit longer. I'm going to do basically a catch-up review of episodes 24 through 26 of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. Um, Overall, I've been really enjoying it, but I want to get into some specific things because 26 I think is literally one of the best episodes we've got in the whole series. Um, and yeah, so I guess we'll just jump right into it. So, episode 24 had to do with the Vacation World monster. And this is one of those quintessential episodes where it would probably mostly put in as like filler, just like a clip show, which is kind of the next episode. Um, it's a bit filler, but it's still really fun. That's the thing with Zenkaiger is that even its episodes that don't do a ton for the narrative are still really entertaining to watch. So I don't really call it filler as much as just another fun episode, honestly. But the basic premise is that Vacation World sends this beam out that, of course, makes people want to be lazy and go on vacation or whatever. So the whole team gets hit. Zox and Flint and the SD Bot Bros. They're in a little jacuzzi, they have little floaties for each of them. It's the most adorable thing ever. Um, and of course, the whole team. And they set up this thing with the Vacation World monster to have like a competition, basically, this like volleyball game thing, whatever. And they're having a great time. And then eventually, because it ends up being like really friendly towards them, and they're friendly towards it too. And eventually, Brashatara comes in and gets pissed and just basically disintegrates the monster, just completely destroys it in one shot. They're like, "What? What?" um, uh, so and they're really upset by that. And I think they fight him for a little bit, and maybe Stacy, but I think Stacy's still out of commission at this point. So maybe it's other like the Kudaks or whatever. But anyway, so that was basically that episode. It was still really fun. I still really liked it. It was more fun to see the visual gags of them wearing like clothes on top of their ranger outfits and stuff like that. And just seeing them in this goofy setting of being lazy and wanting to relax and vacation. Um, 25 is really good, and I think you get little bits of this in 24 that Stacy's being like basically has been found after the last battle that he had with Kaito destroying Battle Caesar Robo Neo or Nisei, whatever they called it. Anyway, that he's being worked on by Ijirood. So 25 is the one with Sundial World. This is a really cool episode. I really like. I don't always enjoy clip show episodes of any show, whether they be Power Rangers, Sentai, Rider. Rider doesn't do it a lot, but Power Rangers, Sentai, other shows will do it. Other animated shows and things like that will do it too, to an extent. After Our Last Airbender did it with the Ember Island Players episode, sort of. But this is really, really creative in this one. So Sundial World has the ability to turn back time, and so he uses it and he takes Seichen prisoner, kind of, and wants to go back and basically undo what happened to make the team meet up in the first place so the Zenkaijers are never a thing. But what's funny is the running gag with him is he keeps trying to convince people he's from the future and that he's here to do this, and none of the Toji Tendo believe him and keep just blasting him and kicking his ass every time. And eventually Seichen's like, maybe your problem isn't that nobody will listen to you, maybe you just have poor management skills. And it's just it's really good. But we get a nice little quick rundown of their best moments forming the team together. They play Change Zenkai, the other like song for the show besides the main theme song. Not the other, one of the other good songs. Actually sung by Daiki Issei, who I believe played Zenkai Red, and also did the theme song for ToQger. But anyway, so really, really fun plot for that. Seeing all these different moments and Seichan trying to make sure they still happen. He gets close on a few times. One thing he tries to do is he tries to stop Sundial World, tries to stop Flint from making the Zenkaiju gear, meaning that they wouldn't be able to defeat, Stacy and just in general be as powerful as they are. Um, and ends up that doesn't happen clearly. Um, and I think there's a few other moments here and there he tries to stop. We see some different things like Zox and Flint actually still, like, they were technically near or around Earth around the times other things were happening in the show. Just really cool seeing these different perspectives, things that Stacy was up to while the team was doing this, while they're doing this, Stacy's here and Zox is here. Just really cool perspective shots and stuff like that, and little run throughs of the best moments. Even though we haven't had that many episodes. um, but you're nearing the halfway mark, I guess, technically. But anyway, so um, he ends up getting defeated actually by Seichan of the past and the our Seichan together. They like end up kind of kicking his butt a little bit, and then he gets truly destroyed by the team using the Zyuranger gear. Seichan figures out a way to basically fix everything and so that they remember who they are and whatever, and everything's good. And they use the Zyuranger gear and use the Babel attack, which was that one from Power Rangers where they would stand on their shoulders, and like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then 1 or whatever it was, and do that one energy attack thing. And they do it, and it's really cool to see it, of course. But also when they get done, Seichan makes reference to the Zyuranger theme song, so I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, again, another kind of inconsequential-ish episode, but still a pretty good episode. Both of them are still keeping up the pace of like being entertaining and being humorous and everything, and still able to like eke out little bits of what the story is going forward. We still have Kaito dealing with not wanting to fully destroy Stacy, that he still wants to, like, he respects him still and thinks that they're the way to turn him good, and then he knows that Yatsude cares for him and that she needs to know who he is. So 26 is the big one. That was, I think it was called like the Dark Prince and the Dark Surgeon. The Dark Prince's Resurrection, the Dark Surgeon, or something like that. So this one, Stacy comes back into it. He was fixed by Ijirude and actually had to use some blood from Kaito's mom, which it shows that they have the parents alive in stasis, basically, not just hologram. They needed some of his mom's blood to fix him. I think it's maybe even how they made him. And he upgraded him. So now his gear transforms him into Staysazer Kai, which I think the gear Tujinga is even a little different looking. I'll talk about that in a minute. But so episode starts, and right away he wants to fight Kaito. Straight finds him, and Kaito's like, "Oh my God, Stacy, you're okay." Blah blah blah. I wasn't sure what happened after our last fight, and he just basically kicks him away and transforms. And instead of saying he says Ankok Chain still, but the gear Tujinga, instead of saying Jabang, it says Feibang or Feebang. Looks like the symbol for the periodic table for iron almost. But anyway, turns him into Staysazer Kai, so he gets like wrist rockets similar to Brashitara, which is interesting for him as a character because he hates his father. And he also gets a really cool shield to use that he throws around and stuff. And he wipes the fucking floor with Kaito. It is a really, really well done fight. All the fights in the show have like such impact to them and really great choreography that I wasn't expecting, wasn't sure we were going to get with them being in these bulkier suits. Zenkaiser and Staysazer kind of removed from that, the other Kikanoids, but they do a good job with it, and they've been doing really awesome different shots and fight moves and stuff like that during the different battles. They're very well choreographed. But he just wipes the floor with Kaito for once. Finally, Stacy's able to actually stand toe to toe. Usually, he's like, "I'm gonna beat your ass," and he gets his ass beat. It kind of became it was almost becoming like a Thouser situation, where everybody gets a chance to kick his ass. But anyway, so he kicks his butt, and then he leaves and says that I want to fight you at your full strength and blah blah blah. And the team comes in and they're about to fight, and he's like, "No, stay back." And we get, while Stacy leaves and goes back to the Toy Tendo base, we get Kaito talking with the team. He has this really good conversation about them where he's like, with them about Stacy, and they're like, he is a threat, you have to be worried about him, blah, blah, blah. He's like, "I know, but also Yatsude cares about him, and I want to make sure that, that there has to be some way to, make her happy and keep Stacy around. Like, I don't want to have to destroy him." And the team isn't sure how they feel about it and about his convictions and stuff like that. And Zox jumps into it as well, and for once, instead of anything that would insinuate that he's trying to get something out of it for himself, being selfish, he just straight says, "I'm worried about Kaito," like to himself or maybe to them, I can't remember, one of the two, but it's clear he actually cares about Kaito. And like, it's not just like his original thing of, "I'll just fight every Tendo I find until I find the gear, eventually it'll show up," the one for Estitopia, to get his brothers back normal. Nor is it trying to score some loot. It's that he genuinely cares about Kaito. So I'm thinking we're getting a lot closer also to the moment where Zox will be fully a part of the team, maybe even pose with them and everything. But he clearly doesn't trust Stacy and doesn't see things the same way as Kaito. And I like that difference in opinion there, and that difference in how they feel about Stacy. Because I do feel like it's possible to run with a redemption arc for Stacy, and I think it would work pretty well because you can tell that what he's doing is not what he wants to. That, like, yes, he wants to fight Kaito, but he never goes out of his way to try to hurt humans. It's mainly just focusing on Kaito. There's been a few times he's destroyed the world monster himself. So anyway, finally we get another fight between Kaito and Stacy again, and the team joins them this time, and I think Zox as well. And Stacy transforms, and he uses the Sentai gears this time, he uses Abba Ranger and Goseiger, and we get Abra Max, or the Triassic Ranger from Dino Thunder, and Super Gosei Red, or Ultra Mode, or whatever that stupid thing was from Megaforce. So now when he's in this, now that he's in this Stasis or Kai form, whenever he uses a gear, if it has that, the ability to, it will summon a what looks to be a Red Ranger from that season with the power up from that season. Not all seasons have the power ups. I think not Mega Ranger. There was the 5 Tector and 5 Man, I think. But I know Mega Ranger started it with like power ups for the team. I think it was in like a movie or something like that, and then it went from there in the actual series happening for like Gingaman through there to now. Well, I guess Rio Soldier didn't really have it. I mean, they had the power up souls. Anyway, that's regardless. But really cool that his power up form is also summoning powered up versions of the Sentais that he's putting out there. The dark versions of them he's putting out there with the dark Sentai gears. Available now through P Bandai. Absolute insanity. So he's again beating ass all over the place. He does like a barrage with the missiles, and there's this really cool shot. I think it's either in this fight or the first fight with Kaito, where he like shoots his knees out, and then as he's falling over, he like bashes him with the shield. Yeah, it's some intense fighting. So doing their thing, they even go into their super mode. So you got Super Zen Kaiser, Super 2 Kaiser. That's not even enough. And then he does something really crazy. He pulls out a dark Gawan and dark Zuran gear and summons a dark Zuran and Gawan, and even creates a dark Zenkaio Zurigawan. So it's like a completely like black version where you can tell which part is which still, but like it's all black and purple and really cool looking. He even has like a similar like distorted version of like the little dun 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 little like song it played when Kaito like pushes the two mecha together. So he fights, of course, Zenkaiju and beats its ass. It shoots, it keeps separating a bunch, separating into parts and coming back together. And I want to say, I think Zox is fighting something as well. Is he fighting a world monster or something? I can't quite recall. But anyway, they're all getting their butts kicked. Everybody is. And they keep saying, how the Zenkaios can, different, Virmajin or Jiragawan can like separate, come back together. He uses that, keeps doing that. And then they do their one barrage attack with Zenkaijuo, goes through, and he opens up and creates this like a black hole, basically. Comes in, closes, throws it right back at him, and completely beats Zenkaijuo's ass. It completely turns back down into, it powers down back into Kaito and Zox, who we see that it's Zox standing and like Kaito on his shoulders, which is really funny to me as a visual, that like that's what's happening inside like Zenkaijuo. But anyway, so they get their butts kicked pretty hard. And we also get a moment where before this, that Stacy releases is it Mitsuko or Isa? Isa was the dad. Mitsuko maybe, whatever. Kaito's mom. He lets her out, and she's like, "Oh, it must be in a stasis pod, blah blah blah," and whatever. I've been trapped. I've been trapped there probably ever since we got taken in Kikaitopia. So she escapes, and the next episode shows that they're going to be starting traveling the different worlds to try and find her. So I'm guessing it'll be that and eventually the dad, unless the dad's truly dead, or maybe he's Rashitara. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not really concerning themselves with Kaito's dad right now. So yeah, we're finally getting what I thought was going to happen, which is eventually going to these parallel worlds. I don't know if we're going to get parallel worlds and they meet the Sentai teams necessarily. If we do, I'm thinking it'll be a member or two, not a full team. Or they'll just use that Sentai gear there in that world, and they'll do something different because they're in that world or something. I'm not sure. But overall, it was a great episode. And so were the two before. I would say 24 and 25, I'd give a solid like 8 out of 10. And this one, it would be a solid 100% 10 out of 10. This was a fantastic episode, jumping right back into the main plot, pushing it forward, giving us some great fight choreography, some great moments between the characters, especially stuff with Stacy and his whole connection to Yatsude and to Kaito's parents, and to Kaito, and Kaito's stuff with him and Zox, and him and the rest of the team, and the team finally coming together and being like, you know what, we're not sure what the result of this will be, but we'll follow you to the end, and I like that. So going forward, that's what our next episode is them trying to go to these parallel worlds and find his mom. So I think that's really, really cool to see that we're finally doing that. So that is gonna end it for the review. I did put out my Kamen Rider Revice episode 1 reaction / review, or not reaction, a review / recap. So check that out on the channel if you haven't seen it. I thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, commenting, sharing, all of that good stuff. Thank you guys so much. Leave in the comments below, what did you guys think of the episode? Did you like it? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Mid? Did you guys think there were some other moments I forgot to include? I need to be better about making sure I watch it again right before I review it so I can have it fresh in my mind. But sometimes having kids, it makes time hard to come by. Yeah, coming up on the channel, I should be getting in the mail soon my Revice driver from Tow Collector. I got the pack that comes with the driver, the Rex B stamp, and all, or buy stamp, B stamp, whatever they're calling it, and then the Grasshopper one as well, and then also the Henshin Belt collection book thing that comes with it. So I'm really excited about that. So I'll definitely do like an unboxing review thing of that, whatever, and definitely Henshin video of that, of course. So that's coming soon. I think the Legend Makeover thing of the Arkle should be coming soon as well. And then sometime in the fall, late fall, I think, is when the Kamen Rider Zero One Others Project Ames Project thing, whatever, with the Serval Tiger and Dire Wolf Key will come along with the Blu-ray of the movie, which will be not subtitled, but I don't care. I want to watch it. So I'll definitely do reviews on that for Toku Toy Views. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas of things you'd like me to review, I'm going to try and keep up every episode with Revice. I'm really, really into it so far and definitely want to keep reviewing each episode. So I'm going to do that, so you get those. Dino Fury is currently airing internationally, so watch out for that. Mute the hashtag Dino Fury spoilers so you don't get those. Been some big things happening, but I mean, if you don't know, you don't know, and if you know, you know. So there you go. So once that starts to air in English somehow in a way that I can watch it, I will watch it in English, and then I'll probably start reviewing some of those as well. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys for subscribing. We're at almost 220 subscribers, which is crazy. I have 300 followers on Twitter, which is insanity. I'm sorry for you to do that, because is my content that good on Twitter? I don't know, whatever. And however many I have on TikTok. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. But until next time, stay hooked on Henshins. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.